hope that DC Apparel encourages more kids to attend HBCUs. Before we could attend any university or college, these schools were the only place that we could receive an education. So they'll learn about it if they see people wearing it. That looks cool. I want a shirt like that. What school is that? It encourages the kids to learn about HBCUs when they see people wearing it. I originally started just doodling on my iPad and selling Snapchat filters. Now you see a real life cardigan here and people love it. They're flying off the shelves. It's not just money in our pocket. A portion of all our sales go back to the universities. My name is Donecia Abate. I'm the founder of DC Apparel here in Houston, Texas. Some of my favorite memories are growing up in my grandma's house. In Pleasantville on Josie Street, everybody came to my grandma's house for food, fellowship, to borrow money, just to hang out. My family would describe me as creative, smart, talented, feisty, a joy to be around. As a child, I've always been somewhat of an entrepreneur. I sold t-shirts in high school for game day. I sold candy out of my backpack. In undergrad, I sold hair. I even had a trucking company that I ran with my dad. So I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Tuskegee is a cult. Tuskegee was built on Black people making things for themselves. There was a gift shop across the street from the university when I was there in undergrad called Felder's, and it was ran by Booker T. Felder, who was an alum who also used to teach things like dressmaking on campus. I couldn't afford the things that were in his store that I really wanted at the time, and by the time that I could afford them, they were no longer available, so this is why we have DC Apparel. Once I left Tuskegee undergrad, I moved to Fort Worth and I started working at Lockheed Martin. And that's where I started to pick up a lot of knowledge for working with vendors and suppliers and managing parts. 3 years after I started at Lockheed, I ended up pursuing my master's at Prairie View A&M. And in that time, I got my undergrad degree in supply chain management. I've been working for Lockheed for almost 12 years now during the day. So I do this after hours. DC Apparel stands for Donecia's Crafts. Initially, I started out just crafting things for people, little odd items like cards and tumblers and t-shirts with a Cricut machine, or a print-on-demand company, to me having a full-on clothing line. I draw everything by hand. I create all my designs on my iPad, but to see an actual cardigan that was cut and sewn and put together with chenille and embroidery details that I designed was crazy. So we do need to pull some items for the pop-up this weekend. It's the cardigans and some windbreaker hoodies, but we won't worry about bomber jackets or the cream sweatshirts because it's too hot. My first homecoming, my delivery did not make it to Tuskegee at all. We're gonna have to overnight whatever it is that we have in Houston and get it to Tuskegee. We'll take the Xavier and we'll take whatever's left for Prairie View. We were selling things off our bodies to people. They wanted to buy the hats or the jackets we were wearing. It was amazing. And from there, I was like, okay, I think that we would be a hit in person. Houston's market has a very large and diverse HBCU alumni network. It definitely has a huge draw. It definitely plays a part in us being able to survive in this market. So I experimented with like a little Houston collection, and then I also had like a Tuskegee collection that I did, but definitely did not see me having a whole HBCU clothing line. I always knew that I wanted to work somewhere where I was going to be creative and be the boss. I'm lucky that I was able to come up with a concept where I can give back to my community at the same time. The thing that keeps me going are my customers. When they come in here and they see something that they like, they're excited about it, they can't wait to wear it, they can't wait to post about it, they're telling their friends. And honestly, like just putting that joy on somebody's face wearing their alma mater is enough to keep us going here. We hope to be here for years and years to come serving the Houston community.